Stan, congratulations on the your maiden voyage on Sundays with Stan. Um, it was an interesting watch. Uh, I like the informal setting, although I honestly thought you might invoke more of a bucolic setting, more to convey your what I assume is your kind of Middle America or Sarah Palin's Real America type. This is the view from the heartland type of approach. I watched the segment, and I thought your discussion of Turkey was interesting. Turkey is a very complex relationship for America. They're a valuable ally, especially to the extent that they have been always the leading voice for secularism and modernity in the Islamic world, and they're a major bridge to the Arab world. But they've also been areas where we've had disagreements with them. They've had ongoing border disputes and internal disputes with Kurds, Cyprus, Armenia, and most recently Israel. So it is a complex relationship, and I personally, I still think they are a valuable ally. They are a valuable ally, but I have suspect, and I hope I'm wrong, that the reason why you brought up Turkey, though, was really to kind of dabble in the Obama is a Muslim theme. The discussion about how the president of Turkey refers to President Obama. I mean, it just seemed like something that, frankly, should be beneath you, Stan. I think you're too intelligent for that. But if it helps any, I actually have actual proof to show and resolve the issue once and for all. Obama was born in America, and actually is a God-fearing Christian. So I present to you, directly from Maui, the Obama Aloha bobblehead. So as you can see, this is President Obama wearing Hawaiian attire, not African attire, and I listened closely. I never heard him once say Assalamu Alaikum. So, in any event, for what it's worth, I liked the segment on McDonald's. I thought it was very interesting, and even the guilting of LeBron James. And I think LeBron's evolved a lot since the debacle that was the announcement. I think he really realized what a mistake that was, and kind of how callow he had been in approaching it that way. And so I've seen he seems to have matured, and as you can see how he handled this announcement. So who knows? He might actually be open to such criticism. Although, in somewhat of a whimsical note, I think having moved from South Beach to the kind shores of the Cuyahoga, maybe he's a little more open to toxic food than he would otherwise be. But good luck with you in presenting the case against McDonald's. Finally, if you ask me, what I found to be the most interesting thing from last week, and it has been the ongoing battle over the reemergence of Jim Crow style voter suppression. And the most interesting to me was the Seventh Circuit opinion on Wisconsin, in which Judge Posner, a conservative jurist widely respected, who actually wrote one of the first laws upholding some of these restrictions, has really come full circle on it. And he asked the question quite directly. Let me see if I can find his actual language here. And he was quite scathing in his dissent and addressing it, and stated it plainly. There's only one motivation for imposing burdens on voting that are ostensibly designed to discourage voter impersonation fraud, if there is no actual danger of such fraud, and that is to discourage voting by persons likely to vote against the party responsible for imposing the burdens. That's what we have here, and what I find discouraging, I think, is I'm okay with debating issues. I'm okay with having a robust debate on the direction of the country, but we shouldn't be debating what Americans get to vote. We should be encouraging as many Americans to vote as possible. That's what participatory democracy is all about. And I was in Florida in 2012 as part of the Obama voter suppression effort, to fight, the voter suppression that was occurring under Governor Scott in Florida. And I was at one polling place on the last night of early voting, and people waited in line to close to midnight to vote. And I know elsewhere, in some parts of the states, it was up to 1:30 in the morning. And I was definitely moved by that, but also at the same time saddened. I realized that, just across the border and, maybe another 100 miles or so was Selma, Alabama. And, that is where on the Edmund Pettus Bridge on Bloody Sunday, troopers bludgeoned, peaceful demonstrators for voting rights that so outraged the country that we enacted the Voting Rights Act. And actually, this March is the 50th anniversary of Selma. And it occurs to me just how little progress we have made. And the fact that we're still arguing over these same issues is saddening. And so I decided that last November in 2012 that if we don't address this issue, I was going to march in Selma on the 50th anniversary, and I intend to be there, and hopefully, I hope to see a lot of Republicans there. Stan, I hope you will go, because let's have the debate, but let's not restrict the most fundamental right of any citizen, and that is the right to vote. So there was one last thing I would highlight that's an important thing of this week, and particularly this day. And because this is the day that Americans realize that anything is possible. Because 10 years ago today, the Boston Red Sox came back from a 3-0 deficit to win Game 7 against the New York Yankees and go on to the World Series, where they won another 4 straight games to sweep the St. Louis Cardinals and bring home to Boston the first World Series trophy since 1918. The curse of the Bambino was over. Boston rejoiced. So those are what I would highlight, but I congratulate you, Stan, on venturing into the field. Wish you best of luck. Bravo, and all the best.